Hey, everybody, we're here again another week, another enjoyable show for the month of Synthwave. I am your host, the one and only Benny Rose, and I have my partner in crime, the lovely Tyler Nethers. We're here for another awesome week and talking about one of my favorite genres of music, but we have another very special guest today. This one's very, very near and dear to my heart for a lot of reasons because you probably know a lot of his work. So I would like to formally introduce Mr. Juan Castellón, also known as Codex84, one half of the band currently. Juan, welcome. Thank you for joining us
Thank
today.
you, Ernie. So glad to be here.
This is awesome. We obviously we've been friends for many years. At the beginning days of Neon Arcadia, Juan was one of the first that I connected with, and we clicked. We became friends on social media. He also became a great helper in bringing a lot of my art to life. So many cover arts and logos you've seen from Neon Arcadia by this man right here. So thank you formally. I love everything that you do for Neon and beyond. Um, he does a ton of different styles of art. He has done art for metal bands, you name it, he's done it. And it's just such a unique style that he brings to the table, but he expands. He does a great job of taking your vision and like literally bringing it to life. Because as an artist, there's that gray area. There's the artist that is the musician. There's the artist that's the one that draws. There's the lyricists, the poem writers. We're all kinds of artists. I can't draw to save my life, okay? But I feel like I can come up with a great concept, and I need a great brain to work with. And this man right here is one of the best that I've ever worked with. And again, on top of that, he's an artist in the scene as well. Like I said, he's one half of Codex84, another synthwave project. He's been doing music for a long time. But I'll stop talking because I want him to tell you a little bit about himself. So, again, Juan, welcome to the table. Thank you for joining us. How's your day going so far?
Hey, enjoying the sun over here. I'm right now in Costa Rica, so I enjoy it in summer
It looks
and doing
beautiful,
great.
and thank you for being here on this awesome day because it looks. I think we're all having a good bout of weather today, so that's a thumbs up.
I don't know about good. It's like 130 where I am, but
Forgive me, Tyler. I know you can't. He can't have normal weather to save his life.
no.
But yeah,
Sure.
if you want to tell us a little bit about what goes into the mind of Juan when it comes to all the different crafts you create.
Uh, okay, Benny. As a musician, I I do have the idea for a song. I do have like the imagery behind the. It's like when you create a song, you wonder how it will look the music video for that song. So you try to condense all the image in just one preview, so people without listening to the song they will like get interested in your work. So um, as a musician, I do understand how we need to project our vision, how we need to portray our ideas in image. So I try to follow uh, the same process for all my works. So uh, I just asked for the keywords and all the the word behind, all the lore behind your music, your album, so I can get like get in your dream. So I can try sketching. So when I got some good idea, I give it back to you. So I give you the raw sketch. Then I just wait for you to add and erase anything from the sketch that sums up, or you find that like it's not worthy on painted. So for all the bands, I do the same. I do a lot like this reunion. I do a meeting so we can start talking, and we talk like 2 3 hours about what they want. So before I get my pen and start sketching, I need to really know who the band is, what is the team, the idea they have for the song, what is the lore behind it, what is the influence behind the band. So in synthwave, I do understand Neon Arcadia because we have like a cyberpunk imagery. We have like the comics. We have like anime uh, image. So it's easy for me. But when we're talking about metal bands, it's different because some of them are very bloody, very gory. Some of them are very dark, and some another ones are different. Are just violence, and they want to create like abstract themes, like abstract imagery, so people get like try to interpret that to how do I say, like to they put the meaning on the image. So that kind of works are very deep to I do enjoy working on those deep themes.
I would say some of those that I've seen, Tyler, I believe you might have looked at some of the other art that he's done. You get a lot of that very gothic kind of architecture and very gritty oil style paintings. And I know you've done so many different styles of art as well. And obviously over the years that we've worked, you've tested the waters with different styles. And again, another thing to bring up, our awesome Press for Time logo, intro, pictures of us, this man in here again. So thank you. I just want to make sure everybody's aware of
Yeah, I
how
was about to call you
consistent.
out. I was like, you talk about all this Neon Arcadia, but you forgot that he made everything that we have.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it was a good point to bring in because I wanted him to talk about the lore. That's the thing that I love about the work you do is, when we work together, that's the first thing you ask. You ask me like, where's my
Agreed.
head in the place, and where am I seeing this vision? Where's my inspiration? And again, you find a way to pretty much like become part of the band for that time or that project, if you will. Because I feel like even with our Press for Time stuff, like when you did that intro, Tyler and I felt it like right away.
mhm.
Like that energy was there, and it's like you're part of the team, and that's something that not a lot of artists do that they talk about. I mean, I've worked with a lot of artists on other platforms over the years, and it's usually just tell me what you're looking for, what style you want. I'll give you a
Mhm.
time frame. Here, you don't like it, let me know what you want to revise. Cut and dry. Really, really straightforward. And sometimes it's like, yeah, it's kind of what I want, but and then you don't want to offend, of course. You know artists take a long time for the work that they're doing.
Yeah.
They're putting a lot of heart into it. You don't want to shut somebody down. But if it's not the vision, why is that? And I think the one hit that, which talking about, are we asking the right questions, as an artist to an artist, what's the vision? Where's the end game? Like, what's the message you're trying to convey? And how can you do that in most cases, one picture?
Right.
Because a lot of times it's a single,
Yeah.
or if it's an album cover, and then are we going to be able to open it to expand on that, things like that. So I commend you so much for the effort that you put in, and the results show. We'll definitely share some of your links if you're okay with that, with the show, and so we can have
Yeah.
people check out not only his art, again, his music, because his music's awesome. He does some great videos as well where they'll do collaborations through like streaming, which is the way of the world, and you guys play together, which is really cool. It's something I'm envious of because I haven't been able to do that with my band. We won't talk about that. But
Yeah, we're working on it.
we are.
Yeah, we are.
So I would like you to talk a little bit about Codex. Like what went into that project? How long have you been doing that? Where do you see the future of Codex 84?
Okay. I I think I do remember in 2019 when we get in touch with the way Neon Arcadia and Codex. Um, I told you that I was working on a video game. As I was developing a video game, I wanted to create a 2D platform, beat 'em up, like the good old Street of Rage.
Awesome.
so so I was working on that game, and I was trying to make something like a cyberpunk or post-apocalyptic uh, imagery and backgrounds and lore and story and everything that has to be like the Fist of the North Star.
Another
So
classic.
yeah, I do love anime. So I was working on the video game, and that was in 2018. But I have to travel and leave my country because some issues over there. So the game, the project was in hold. So I tried to keep on and keep on going with the idea. So while I didn't have the computer and all the resources to continue the developing, so I do have a laptop with very low specs, so I cannot work on Unity or Unreal. So I was working on FL Studio, and I tried to create the music for that video game. So I have experience with creating rock and metal songs. So I do have experience um, in the composition and chord progression, some synth and piano and orchestra compositions. So I use the same formula and try to understand the music that goes with the cyberpunk and the and this magenta and blue and pink colors.
Everywhere.
So I found
Mm-hmm.
out the synth wave. I do love that music. So I was studying the the methods to create it, the BST, the technology that we have to create our own songs. So I start creating the background music for the video game, and the first song that came up was Skyfall from
Okay.
from Codex84,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome. Okay.
from Skyfall it sprang all the songs. All the songs came after that, but that was super fast. It was like 2 months. I got the 10 or 13 songs really mastered, mixed and mastered,
That's awesome.
and that was it. I was like okay, I have the 13 song, I have the 10 stage for the video game, and I have the intro song, I have the credit songs.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
uh, but I got my a good job with a construction company. They build condominiums. So I work in the creative area, the creative department. Um, it drains all my time. So my video game was like no, not this time, maybe later. But I have the songs purely complete. So I upload the music to it was SoundCloud, and I got a lot of views. A lot of people was like, "Hey, this sounds good. Where is the rest of the songs?" So I create the cover art. I create a name for the band, and I just let it go in Spotify, and the rest is history. I found you in Twitter. I remember.
Yeah. I was living in
Yeah,
Twitter for
we
a very long
spoke
time.
at the same time in Twitter. I remember. Those were good days. I do enjoy those days, bro.
I agree. Same here. And we recently had Neon Fox on the show, and literally we were reminiscing about
Yeah, I
that. And
remember Neon
you know,
Fox.
yeah, it's X now, but before it was X, it was Twitter, and it was a different world, and
Yeah,
pre-Elon, and there was a community of love. I think it's still
it
there.
was
It's
a
just
great
it's lost.
community. I do remember. I do remember, and I do miss the networking that we
Yeah.
have over there.
It's
Yeah.
gotten a lot harder now.
I
Yeah,
think there's a
it's
lot
hard.
of things that went into that. I think a part of it is the pandemic.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
running joke now, but I think a lot of people kind of just moved on. They went on to different things. People felt that it was a phase, whatever it may be. But
Yeah, well,
that
like
includes
a,
artists too, because artists like myself, I kind of went stagnant. We kind of went into a writing pause in a sense. Like sometimes you don't get inspired. You get writer's block, things like that. And if you're just not in it, it's hard to commit.
When a lot
And
of gig musicians, I mean, even in other, especially in other genres, a lot of, because I follow a lot of like smaller metalcore bands and stuff like that, and a lot of gig musicians had to stop because you couldn't
yeah,
do shows,
right.
and when that was their primary source of income, they had to be like, hey, we have to go do other stuff, we have to go get other jobs, and then they got those other jobs, and everything kind of stayed in flux, and
Right.
they just stayed in those jobs and kind of left the music behind. And it's like, hey, we still love it, but now we have a
We have to
steady,
survive.
right? Yeah, we have a steady 9 to 5, and now I've got these bills, and I've grown accustomed to this steady paycheck, so I can't just live
you
gig to
get
gig
pressure
anymore.
by time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I get pressed for arthritis. So
Yes.
we'll have to bring it in as many times as we can.
Yes.
But no,
But
that's
yeah, it's
awesome. And
definitely
I
it's
do
definitely a
love
thing.
how you started. And again, it's really cool that a lot of us around that same time, I don't want to say we fell into the genre, but a lot of us were existing musicians doing other stuff. And a lot of mine came from spite. Mine was like, I'm tired of having to go to a recording studio, pay all this money, have the
Yeah,
risk of it not getting heard.
Yep.
If I can do stuff at home, let me try. I pull the Thanos. Fine.
and
I'll
it's
do it
I'll do it
fun.
myself.
myself.
So I started on my iPad on my bus going to work, regular grind, 9 to 5, wrote the first Neon Arcadia song on the bus in one session, which was Memory Lane. And again, it's great that the times worked for it. But obviously we have to evolve with the times, and I'm glad to see that. I know that you're still working on the music, and again, we have to juggle life. That's a big part of Tyler and
Yeah,
I's day to day, and but it's great to see that we can still put stuff out at what we consider is appropriate for us. Like, hey, I'm in a place where I can put music out. Hopefully it'll get heard, you know. But again, we do it out of passion, right? We don't do it
yeah.
for money. We definitely don't do it for money.
No.
Uh, one thing that I was noticing is that the the whole thing about the pandemic was like a filter. So some musicians that wasn't committed to the genre or the whole music thing, they just go off.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
went off. The band
disappeared.
disbanded, and some projects I was working on cover arts for some of those bands, and they just stopped. I got the sketch and some of the painting, and uh, I could not finish them up because they split up. So, but those the great thing about this is that the bands that survived, they came back a lot stronger, because I in this year I have like 3 or 4 album cover from bands that were like in talks with me in the 2020, and they have to like stop and just went to recordings and try to survive doing some um, streaming videos that they in the rehearsal. So they came back this year and they are working with the singles, lyric videos, uh, cover arts, and even the marketing for the gigs. I do have that service. I do work on flyers, banners, social media, posting, anything. So
Awesome.
I have a lot of jobs right now with a lot of bands that came back and they didn't go away. So
Well, that's
that's
encouraging.
great news. That's
Yeah.
it's like re-emerging. Yeah, I do
I
have
agree.
a Neon Arcadia. I have Codex, but it's like we are like in another phase because we're going from a two-man bands to a whole new band with the drummer, with the bass and everything, and play live shows. And uh,
That's exciting.
we, we're having fun.
And you better record. Get somebody to record, live stream. I don't care. I want to be able to see that.
Yeah,
I think that'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
awesome.
We will. Yeah, we will.
Awesome. Tyler, have any questions?
So, I mean, like, what came first? Did music come first, or did the art come first? Where'd you land?
Uh, Thank you, Tyler. That's a great question because I think um, I was a painter before a musician.
Okay.
Since I'm a kid, I was like the kids in my classroom. They pay me to make the homework, the drawings from the homework. So I didn't suffer of missing a quarter for a for a drink. I always
Yeah.
have, yeah, because I was a great painter since I'm a kid. So I tried to help, but sometimes I didn't have the time, and people start paying me for drawing. But when I grow up, I find the guitar most appealing for me. It was I do enjoy playing guitar. I do enjoy creating music. So I put the pens on one side. But in 2017, I have a friend, and he got a band. It was it's brutal slumming, that genre like deathcore. Um, he has like a sketch, a rough sketch about the Alien franchise. It was the Xenomorph,
Okay.
Nice.
you know, the Xenomorph from Alien,
Yeah.
and he wanted to create a very bloody and disgusting cover art for his band. And I was like, hey, I do have a no, I have a Wacom table, I have a Wacom. So I I just like I have this table. Let me try to correct some proportion in the bodies that it looks like some weird. If you like it, then use the corrected version. So I sent him over the correction, and he was like, "Hey man, this is great. Please put some colors on it." And I was like, "I did. I have the experience in those days. I was painting with the markers, crayons, oil paint, on all the traditional painting resource. But I didn't have the experience painting with the in digital. I didn't know how. I was like I was good doing the line art, but
Hmm.
I didn't know how to paint. But I got that opportunity to work on it and learn. So that was my very first portrait or digital painting that I really did. And I didn't like it because I don't enjoy so much the gore and the mutilation and all the thing. It's like I know people that love that music. They do enjoy to have the shirts with a
All
lot of
bloody and
corpse and
everything.
all. Yeah, that the lore and the they do enjoy it. I can do it. I can do it. Uh, it's easier for me to do it, and I am available to do it. But when the problem is that if I need to show the way I do um, how do I say it? Like my art style. I need to show more interesting elements in a in a composition, so people get to to interpret to how do you say to to wonder what is the message behind all the sequence of elements in an image. But when I have a lot of of blood, skulls, and corpse, it's the same thing in all the paintings. It's the same thing with different
A lot of
victims.
red. A lot of red.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of red, a lot of blood, a lot of flesh, a lot of guts, and and everything.
Right.
And so if I have like like to five cover like that, like those, it's hard for me to get another kind of artist because the artists that I get is people from different genres and different perspective of what it is their music, what is their
Yeah.
message. Yeah, but because with a cover, with a lot of cover arts like that, I think I will not. Uh, it will be hard for me to get into the synthwave genre. It will. It's hard because it's different. It's very different. But it's easier to get from synthwave to the metal bands because all the metal bands that I work with, they do love the arts that I have done for the synthwave artists. But it's not the same in the in
Well, we
vice
haven't.
versa.
I don't know if we've created kill wave yet, where you get
No, it's not.
cybernetic death everywhere.
Like Quake. It's
Yeah,
something like Quake.
yeah. No, that's like I would say even Alien. Alien and
Yeah, I
Aliens is
do.
a good
Alien have
aspect of
some
that.
imagery like
Just have all the milk coming out of everybody's mouth
Nice.
for
Yes.
the androids.
Yep. Exploding
Awesome.
everywhere.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm a lover of horror. I'm a sucker for it. But when it comes to like the art that I interpret in music and stuff like that, I don't know if I've ever found like the thought of having that. So I mean, it's a good point to bring up. I don't think I've ever said to you, "Hey, like I want this to be kind of gory." I think the darkest I would say I've come to you, which was a little project that hasn't really been shown. You and I are working on a Five Nights at Freddy's inspired art piece that we said, "Hey, it's obviously coming from something dark, but we don't want it to be gory." And
Right.
you found that happy medium, so it's like that's I think the darkest path I've been at. I feel like my kid wants darker stuff. Oh, he
Yeah.
loves everything with
yeah.
the limbs falling off and stuff. And I'm like, you're 7 years old. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
dude.
doing?
Yeah, my daughter's sick. She's the same way. She's like, I want to see him with his eyes out. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, listen, his favorite character in the Five Nights at Freddy's lore is one of the animatronics with the face completely gone. It's
Mm-hmm.
just the inside of the endoskeleton with the teeth. It's pretty nerve wracking, but again,
They
there's nothing wrong with it. But
they
there's a
do
time and a
understand
place.
and they do enjoy that kind of creepy art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My daughter plays Binding of Isaac and
Oh,
loves
perfect
all
example.
the
The
nasty
gore.
little monsters and the gore. And she's like, oh, his head popped off and his body's running around. Dude, come on. You are
Yeah,
8.
that's funny.
But I
No,
mean,
that's
I think about
awesome.
it when we were growing up, it was the same thing. Alien's a perfect example. You know, I was sneaking off and watching Alien when I was 8, 10 years old, 12 years old. So I think I turned out okay.
Hey, yeah, I've said it a million times. Child's Play 2 in the theater as an 8-year-old. Think
Yeah,
about
man.
that. Traumatized for a good while, but now it's one of my favorite movie franchises
Right.
of all time. So we'll see what happens with the kids as they get older. But again, with the art stuff, it's crazy that when you think about the genres, I don't want to say there's a cliche categorization of like what is visually expected. You know what I mean?
There
Like you
is to an
think
extent,
metal,
though.
yeah, right. And
Yeah.
there's the fine line, and then you have the subgenres, and we talked about that last week with all the synth wave. There's vaporwave, and there's chill wave, and dark wave, and when it
Mhm.
comes to those, where do you feel Codex fits as far as your style of synthwave? If it was up to you, because truly, I feel the fans make that decision for us.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
the most
Whether
part.
we like it or not.
yeah. Uh, in the 2019 album Skyfall, it's like split into halves. One half is like the happy synth wave and very catchy and melodic synth wave, and the another side is like very dark and slow and how I say, like very doom. It's like it feel like doom metal.
Post apocalyptic almost.
Yeah, yeah. So I will not know how to categorize codex because we came from a death metal background,
Right.
so we do have that dark side imprinted on us, but we're trying to to fit with the another bands with the genre, and yeah, try to get like the cliche things. We have the sounding, the clapping from the ADD, the drum machine, the
Right.
F8,
Yeah. I mean,
and it's
you
fun.
have the traditional formulas. You have the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
arpeggiated
you
parts,
bring it.
the deep bass, the 808s.
You do what
And then
works,
you
Yeah,
have,
man.
you,
yeah, of course. I mean,
yeah, we use them all.
I think the big
So
thing too is a lot of bands like us come from rock. I've noticed that, which
yeah,
is
a
really
lot of
cool.
them. A lot of black metal people came from black metal, and some of the heavy metal they are doing synthwave. They are great and great guitarists and trash. It's like that guy is Strap Lock. You got me
Yeah.
the contact.
Yes.
He's great. That man is awesome. And you
Yeah.
also have a Antiphon Turbo Night. Those people are great guitarists. They do play. They are awesome. Awesome. They are awesome. Also, you have a like a metal or a metalcore or a alternative metal. You
With the synth stuff inside.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you've
um,
noticed that lately, but that seems to be a very common theme now where I'm seeing a little more
yeah. I have seen a lot
synthwave
of
with
guitar work on it.
screaming, and it's cool. I'm a sucker for it.
Man, if you need growling, I can do it, bro.
This
You need
guy's
growling.
this guy. See, I don't know how the editing ends up. Whoever I'm pointing at is supposed to be Tyler, but he's been waiting to do a song because he wants to scream his lungs out real bad. So
Oh yeah.
we'll definitely get something going. We have our intro theme or traditional intro theme that
Uh-huh.
is technically a song that has been in the works for like almost 20 years, and I've just never finished it. And I was like, you know what, I wrote this little lead at the chorus, and I'm like, I think that'll be a cool intro. As long as Tyler liked it, we did it.
That's
So
right.
that's always a song we can visit. But we've been talking about doing a collab for a long time too, so you might see
Yeah,
an Neon
we will.
Arcadia Codex collab in the near future. Keep in mind, keep an eye.
If you need the another projects, they are open to collab. I have the melodic death metal dying inside, and also have the death metal purification by suffering.
Oh man,
Those are very active. I'm singing with them, and we
nice.
have a gig right now in September. Yeah.
Sweet. Definitely send us those links because I know Tyler's gonna want to listen too. He's
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. But Tyler, any other questions that you had?
No, this was a nice, cool, chill episode. Wanted to put a face to the art and the intro for the show and everything else. It's been great.
Yeah, no, we're so grateful to you again, and keep doing all you're doing because we all love it. And again, we're gonna make sure to link all of Juan's art, his music, everywhere you can get access to the work he does. If you're interested in hiring him, you know, he is worth every penny. I promise
Oh
you.
yeah.
So
And you can see it in our show. And look at Neon Arcadia, look at everything that Benny's done. It's all right there. What do they say? The proof's in the pudding.
if he makes me look good in animated form,
Exactly. That's
chef's
the problem
kiss.
now. Our pixel art pictures are so good. People look at that and they're like, damn, it's two handsome guys hosting the show. And they load up the show to see our ugly asses. Like, it's not the same person. We've been catfished.
Oh, it's a digitized deep fake.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the way the artist is watching us. Is he interprets us that way?
Yeah,
He seems
true.
like we're beautiful.
Yeah, finds the beauty in it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I'll leave us with one last question, if that's okay. I want to
Okay.
know, quick summary, just what do you think? We've talked about it before, the world of AI, how everybody's grabbing it now, how it affects us as artists, how it affects you with your work and things like that. Do you feel like it's something that in the end we should embrace? Should we, kind of consider accepting it? Like, should we be worried? Are we going to be taken over? Like, is the world going to be Terminator 2 in the world of deep fakes and everything's going to start looking like the intro from Secret Invasion?
One thing that I can guarantee you is that anything that has a soul, that has an idea, it will prevail. It will stand tall because painters, they do exist since the caveman, and people are still painting with electronic pens, but they're still painting. We have pictures, we have cameras to bring real imagery, but we are still hiding the painters. The same thing will happen with the music. Music, there is like the AI and all this superficial and prepackaged. Yeah, it's like prefabricated music,
Almost like a
product.
template.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a template. So people will enjoy and will buy it and will have fun with it, but not for so not all the time. Not all the time. It won't last.
Right.
It will be a day. I know that it will be easier to create a song with just one click. That is,
which is scary when you think about it.
yeah, I
You know
know,
what I
but
mean?
that will is unstoppable. It's something that will came. It will come not tomorrow, not the next year, but it will come.
Yeah.
So, but we have to stay calm because that won't last. Because people will get bored, will get like they will look for the real thing. Because
Yeah.
hot dogs are cheap, are easy to create, but you cannot eat hot dog the whole year.
Yeah.
The same thing is with the music, same thing is with art, the same thing is with anything that has to be with the human creativity. You can see the do you remember the film Wall-E?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember the humans? They were like
In the
doing nothing,
chairs.
sit in the
Uh-huh.
chairs
getting
and balance.
fed. Scary,
And
right?
that's a possibility,
That's
and
where we're going.
it
That's where
will
we're
happen
going.
in somewhere in time and somewhere in this planet that will happen. Uh, but if you see when they uh, taste the real world, they just leave the chair, they leave the drinks, they leave the social media, and they was play there was like two humans playing in a in a pool. It
And
was having fun.
they embraced it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will have that is something that will happen because if you see our kids, it's like they playing Fortnite. My daughter is playing Fortnite, but sometimes we get both of us and they start playing with the Legos, and we name them, we create stories about them, we create like video games that they are characters in a video game. And she enjoys that creative process, that game, a role play, that role play, she enjoy it more than playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
great to hear.
like or work or job as an artist is to keep on going. We have to keep stay alive in this world doing our art. It's like the traditional painters. They still painting in canvas. They still painting with pencils. Um, they they will be um not right now because everything's flies around the video game industry, and you know the all the apps in the mobiles. All the artists are working over there, all the painters work over there, but uh, the traditional painter, they are not starving. They do have jobs, they do have commission, so it won't disappear. They will survive, and they will be recognized in the future. So the same thing will be happening with the musician, because right now you can see uh, people tend to it's like they are awakening to the fact that some of the artists don't sing, don't perform live. They are like doing a backing track.
Studio life.
Yeah, so it's not enjoyable.
Right.
They and how that happen, how they get awakened. They awake when they see the real thing, like Wally, when they fall from the chair and start touching the soil, start touching the real world. So the same thing has to happen to the people that listen to music. They have to they will have to disconnect themselves from the mobile, to disconnect themselves from the all the streaming, and
The
start
digital
going
world,
to
essentially.
Yeah.
they will have to start going to the real show, to try to know to learn to play an instrument,
That's
to
it.
understand how music is done, how hard is to get it done, and how different the real music sound from the synthesized one. I'm not saying that the synth wave will disappear, because it will stay, because you know the 80s were like how many 30, 40 years ago, and we're still
Still talking about it.
bringing back that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
It's not the process, it's not the instrument, it's the mind behind the
Yeah.
yeah, it's the mind, the composition, the vision that the artists have to bring it up in a song. And that is something that you cannot create with a machine. The machine just give a click to a template, you will have something without soul. The
Yep.
same thing happen with an image when you create an image with Mid Journey.
Yeah.
And they have like
I have
7
seen it.
fingers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Literally, like I keep saying, the introduction for the TV show Secret Wars looks like it was completely made with AI.
What
It
is?
just, and if you
yeah.
think about it, that style I feel is already associated in people's heads. So it's like, all right, it's been done. Like, how much more is it going to do at this point? Obviously, I think things will evolve, but you shared a great message with it comes from the core of the artists and the people that are creating the work.
I try, Benny. My English is like, I have like since 2005. I have been
Hey, I think
speaking
you do a
Spanish,
great job,
so
dude.
I have been losing my English.
It's okay. You're doing a great job with us.
Oh,
But
yeah.
again, we appreciate all your honest insight, and I think it's very valuable to remember that we've said it before. We'll say it again. Artists first. We're the
Yeah.
ones that put out the work and appreciate where it comes from. I don't want to say I'm against AI, but AI could be used as a point of
It's
reference,
a tool.
Yeah, a
inspiration.
tool.
Benny, it's a tool. It's a
Yep.
tool. I do use AI. I do
Yeah.
use AI because I need like when I do characters turnarounds, I do have a prompt to create them. So I have like instead of having a 3D program doing my character, I know is with the 3D program you have a better approach to the all the views of a character, but with the I can create something closer to the idea I have. Like I need a chubby character with a big head and big hands. So I put it in the prompt and I asked the AI to give me the the the, the turnaround. So then I bring that to Photoshop. I do my scaling, my correction, and everything, and then I throw
You
away
make it your own.
the thing and I start from scratch. But I do have like a little template for it. So
Yeah.
it helps a lot. It helps because something that I have I could create in 1 week, I can do it in 1 or 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Awesome.
mean, you're
So
absolutely right.
it's a
It's
tool.
it's a tool and it should be used as a tool, not a replacement for actual art. Like
Yeah.
I use it when I edit our shows. And it's like, hey, AI will run through instead of me going through and watching the show and manually finding dead spots and manually finding things that need to be edited out. The AI goes through and it's like, oh, okay, silence, 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 silence. Let's instead of 4 seconds of
Okay.
silence, let's compress it to 1 second. And it does it all like that. And I don't have to mess with it.
Right. No, it makes sense. So that's a
Yeah,
it's
it makes it
a
easier.
great balance.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, dude,
it's like I say, it's like camera. The camera it's make or life easier.
Yeah.
right.
Or yeah, you or mobile phones, they help us a lot. Is technology is not a bad thing. It's great. It's a tool. We have to use it. But when we are talking about creativity, entertainment, education, um, that's another thing where we have to like educate ourselves, educate our childrens to always have the appreciation and the knowledge to know the difference where are the real things and the pre-pack uh, products.
Yeah.
Well said. Dude, I appreciate your love, your time. As you see, this is part of our lives. We're all parents here. It's all love.
Yeah.
But we'll let you go. We'll cut it off there if that's okay. But thank you again. We're gonna have all of Juan's content available when the episode is ready to get published for next week. And again, if you need a great artist that has a great imagination and is willing to work with your dream, your vision, he's the guy for you.
Yep.
So, Juan, thank you
Thank
again
you.
for your time. Thank you for all of the years of support that you have given not only myself, but Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
And we look forward to continuing to work with you and connect with you. Um, Stay tuned for next week. We have another awesome guest. We will say we have the one and only Zenon coming on the show, another friend of my scene. Really looking forward to that. So Everybody, till next time, good morning, good evening, and good night, and take care and have fun.
See you guys.
Bye, Tyler.
See ya.